All right, community time for another lesson from class. So recently, one of my clients got into how she is having trouble with her productivity. Right, on a typical day, she goes to work, she goes to the gym, and she ends up with a few hours with which to be productive. And she ends up having a hard time deciding on what it is that she should be doing. Should she be working on her acting? Should she be working on one of her other skills that she's trying to build, like guitar playing or going for a certification? Should she be cleaning up around the house? Or any one of the other 1,000 things that are vying for her time and attention, right? And more often than she would like to admit, she ends up cleaning up around the house or in some kind of, choice paralysis that sends her into her phone to scroll, one of the socials or YouTube or whatever, right? When she knows that she should be doing one of the other things. Does this sound familiar? So I have two major pieces of wisdom to sort of pass on about this. The first comes from Stephen R. Covey. He's an author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This thing is called the 4 quadrants. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to grab a piece of paper and a pencil, draw a line down the middle and across the middle, and label the 4 quadrants in the following way. Top left quadrant, it's quadrant 1, that's going to be labeled important and urgent. Top right, quadrant 2, that's important but not urgent. Bottom left, quadrant 3, urgent, not important. Bottom right, quadrant 4, not urgent and not important. So working backwards through them, quadrant 4 in the bottom right, those are your time wasters. Okay, that's stuff like, getting distracted, going into social media, zoning out on bad TV, stuff like that doesn't really do anybody any good. Everybody needs to relax, but there's a difference between relaxing and wasting your time, right? Zone 3, those are your distractions, okay? That's stuff like responding to messages that are not time sensitive, dealing with house cleanup that doesn't need to be done right now, etc., etc. Other people's problems, stuff like that. Top right, zone 2, right? That is your quality time, okay? That's stuff like building relationships, improving on skills that you're trying to focus on, things of that nature, taking care of your body, right? Quadrant number 1, important and urgent. Those are your crises, your problems that have, some kind of time element to them. This is also projects that are deadline driven, right? You have auditions, you have class to prepare for, you have work that you've booked, etc. Every single thing in your life that is vying for your time and attention fits into one of these categories. Now, it's not up to anybody but you to be honest and decide when and where these things are placed. And I say when because these things can jump from category to category depending on what's going on in your life. Write everything down and see how it becomes a lot simpler to time manage, right? The things that fall into category 1, zone 1, quadrant 1, those things get your attention first. When there's nothing left in there, do the things that are in quadrant 2, right? And on and on. The second piece of wisdom comes when you have multiple things in a single zone. So if you're dealing with, I'm looking at zone 2 now, should I be working on my acting or should I be, putting time into the guitar? This is what'll happen, right? You'll get to the moment of free time and now you go, oh, should I work on this or should I work on that? And you're wasting time deciding, and now you're wasting time deciding, and now we get into these weird spaces in our head, blah, blah, blah. See what this is like. Tonight, take a couple minutes to plan for tomorrow. Know that you're going to spend an hour doing, random script analysis, and then a half an hour on an accent, and half an hour on trigger work. Then you're going to spend the remaining, hour and a half working on the guitar, or whatever the case may be. Plan for it so that as you approach it, you know exactly what you're going to do, and you're not going to waste any time or mental energy trying to figure that out. Use these two tools, the 4 quadrant and planning ahead. Give them an honest shot for like a month. and watch as your productivity skyrockets because you are getting stuff done. Work it.